Yeah,
That's what I
which
was
is fine.
saying, that wiggle room. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I don't think it was overpricing.
Okay, one of our core beliefs is that pricing is not an exact science. And the reason for that is that we don't understand seller motivations. You know, and some seller motivations are time-based, so they're willing to accept a lower price. Okay, some are under no time pressure and they want to get the best possible price, and so they'll leave the home on the market for 6 months. Okay, so we don't know. So what we're saying is a reasonable range of expectation is 188 to 192. That's not fluff. That fluff is when they say 188 to 192 is reasonable. I want to come in at 200.
No,
Okay, so I want to build in some.
about the CNA, that difference.
Right. Well, that's an appropriate range, and typically, what determines your placement in the range is the condition of the home. Okay. So 188 to 192. But we haven't replaced the carpet since 1978. We might be down more in the 188 range. Okay? All right. So, before we move on, there's a page of dialogue here that you need to have to prepare them in case the home sells quickly. Okay? Because if you price it right, there's a good chance it will sell quickly. Okay? And if it sells tomorrow, what is their natural tendency going to be to think about you? Yeah, you priced it too low, right? So you just prep them for that, okay? Hey, how will you feel if your home sells tomorrow? Response. If they're truthful, then I would feel like I priced it too low or you priced it too low, okay? Then you follow up. Why would you feel that way? And there's some great dialogue. I'm not going to take time to go through it because I'm going to have you out of here by noon. But just study that. It will be helpful to you because if you price the home right, you want to prepare them because it could sell. You don't know when that buyer is going to show up. It could be tomorrow. It could be 3 months or 6 months. But you don't control that. Stage 4. This is covering mutual expectations. Okay, so once you've determined their needs, you've established the price. Now you want to go through mutual roles and expectations. So, okay, so we're going to price the home at 191. Let's switch gears for a moment. Now that we've agreed on a price entry point, there's one more area we need to cover to assure us of a highly functional relationship. It's been my experience that conflict only arises when expectations differ. Would you agree? With that in mind, let me share with you what you have a right to expect from me in my role as your selling consultant. Okay? Now look at the next page with me. There's my role. Now I took this page and retyped it into a Word doc. And again, I would be happy to share it with you so that you can adjust it. And I would encourage you to look through carefully, point by point. This is what you're committing to do as their sales consultant. And take out, add, tweak, modify to something that you can defend. Okay? And I like it very much, by the way. I actually typed these up for conversation with my friends 2 weeks ago when I listed their home. And I knew it was mine to lose because we're friends from church, right? I wasn't in a competitive situation. But I wanted to treat that like a completely professional relationship so that they never had reason to doubt, oh, did we just go to Frank because we know him, okay? So that's why I went to the trouble of doing all this. And they responded extremely favorably. You could almost see the stress melting off of them as I went through this. Now, one of the things that you're going to talk about in your role is how you're going to market the home. In fact, look with me, number 10, market and promote your home in a professional manner. And then it says review the plan. So while you're going through your role, you want to pull out your marketing plan. And again, I typed up one which I'm happy to share with you all, and I just called it the Total Exposure Marketing Plan. And I went through everything that I'm going to do, okay? And there's also one here in the book. But again, I'll be happy to share that with you. And it took away, you know what the big thing sellers want right now? They want their home on Zillow and Trulia. And you don't want to leave yourself open to another realtor coming in and say, I'm going to put your home on Zillow. I'm going to put your home on Trulia. So you want to cover that in your marketing plan. that when they list with you, their home is going to be on every single major real estate website in the country.
Do we have to pay for trivia and the other things, or doesn't it go to HAR?
It's automatic.
There's a page on
You're
HAR.
already doing it.
Okay.
HAR syndicates out to all of them.
HAR that has a
Yes.
uses in the presentation.
Yes. And Remax.com does the same too. We have relationships with all of them. So you're doing it now. My point is, you need to let your sellers know. And don't say, every listing goes on all these websites. You want to say, if you list with me, I will get your home on every major listing real estate website in the country, every single one of them, okay? And then list them out, because that's what's on their mind. You don't want to not say it and your competition do say it, because then they'll think there's a difference.
They think they're separate sites. One of the customers I was talking to thought it was completely different. And I said, no, they get their listings from HAR.
Yeah.
I said, why don't you go to this site
Yeah.
directly?
Yes. Yes. There you go.
And when she found a house that she liked, when I went to HAR, it had option pending, but when she had it on, I think, Zillow or some other site, it still said it was active.
Yeah. Yeah, you can talk about the value of Zillow if you want to with them. I don't necessarily would go down that path. I would just say we're going to be there. We're going to be on every major real estate website. Okay? All right, so then you're going to go through your marketing plan with them, and I'd go through point by point, and I would shine there. I mean, really talk about what you're going to do. And it's so easy, Alana. You're like, 24 hours from now, I'm going to have property flyers, virtual tours, web commercials, a single property website.
But I haven't done that.
And how long does it take you to do that? No, I just showed that's why we started the class that way.
I started to say, because I haven't even done that for mine, but I'm thinking it's like it's getting, I got the cart before the
You literally could take 30 minutes and create everything I just described in 30 minutes. On Lead Street, and then enter the listing into HAR, right? Then go to your Lead Street, find that listing, click Design Center, boom, just like I showed you.
If you have a listing at that presentation, you probably can do that really in
Yes.
front of them and something
Yes.
that's just to show them.
Yes.
I can send you this, like when you saying about
Right.
posting to Facebook, I'll send you this flyer, you post it to your friends and
Yep.
you'll go from there.
Yes. It is so easy, and it's a wow. I'm telling you, with my friends, I sent them the Facebook link. She posted on her Facebook. All her friends are, wow, it's a beautiful home, Okay, your role, this is the fun part. So now you've told them what you're going to do. You've gone through your marketing plan, and it's, oh, by the way, because this is a win-win relationship, you have a part in ensuring a successful working relationship. So I put it, here's how I entitled this one, Your Role. As a seller, you have a vital role in contributing to a positive relationship with your selling consultant and a successful selling outcome that meets all your needs. And then I went through what I expect of them. Most of this is on this page, but I tweaked some of the verbiage a little bit. And I'll tell you what, it's going to save you a lot of grief if you'll do this. And I'll give you just one quick example. Number 8, not to call other agents for feedback. Because when a buyer's agent comes through their house, they're going to leave a business card, right? And what's the seller going to want to do? Pick up that phone and call the realtor. Did they like my house? Are they going to make an offer? And so you want to say, please don't do that. That's my job. And I promise you, I will follow up promptly with every realtor who shows your home. Now, I can't guarantee you they're going to return my phone calls or my email messages. So if you haven't heard from me within 48 hours after every showing, it's because I've been unable to get a response. But you can be assured that within a couple hours after the showing, I'll be reaching out to them.
I had agents call me and ask me what they thought of the house.
Yes.
Instead of waiting, I thought you got something from CSS, like an email,
Yeah, you do.
that I had the agents call me.
Most agents do not fill out those. Please fill them out.
I do. If you want feedback on your, it's like that pay it forward or whatever.
Yeah.
It's so important to those kind of other side of things now. I mean,
Yes.
And I understand that, and I've had to call,
Yes.
haven't gotten it. Like I had the same agent that showed us property 3 times the same people who went ahead and did the whole seller's disclosure.
Right.
And then nothing. And I'm like,
Right.
going to 3 times.
That's what your sellers are asking.
You know, and so it's so important. So if you want it, you need to give it, I think.
So after covering mutual expectations, and by the way, as you go through each point, each page, on my roll, you need to ask, is there anything else that you expect from me that's not covered on here? Ask them. Typically it will be no, but sometimes they might have some little thing. Okay? On their roll, are you comfortable with everything on here? Is this something you can commit to? Okay? And then I get signatures. And it was kind of fun. Okay? Okay? Is there anything else on this total exposure marketing plan that we've not talked about that you feel like I need to be doing? Okay? And then write it on if it's something you're willing to commit to. Okay? And then we just all initialed this together. Okay? So, do you think we've clearly defined our roles and expectations? Yeah, I think so, because I guarantee you that you've taken them to a whole new level they've never gone to before. Yeah, I think so. Do you think they're fair? Yes. Is there anything else that should be included? You've already covered that, okay? Do you see value in what I do? Okay, because again, the whole point is you're differentiating your value. Or if they're a FSBO or expired, do you see more value in what I'm doing, in the approach that I'm taking than what your last realtor did? Okay? Yes, well then great. Well then after our conversation, I feel like we have the makings of a win-win working relationship. Okay, so you just go right into the close to set yourself up for doing the paperwork. Okay? Now, if they say, well, we still want to visit with another realtor, okay? Actually, we've already scheduled the appointment. They're coming in tomorrow night, okay? Here, very important dialogue, right? They're already scheduled. I can appreciate that. Is there anything they could say or do that would result in you giving them the listing? Okay? I mean, you've pretty much covered everything, haven't you? Basically, what more could they do than what I've done? Okay? And if they come up with something, you definitely want to address that, right? And if it's something you can commit to, get it on the list and then take care of it. And then it turns into a no. But we just feel like we should see them since we made the appointment. It'd be rude to cancel. So it's a great dialogue. Well, I tell you what, if you'd like, I'd be more than happy to call the other agents. Oh, this is all day long. How fun would this be, okay? And I'll let them know you've chosen me to be your selling consultant. That way we don't waste any more time getting your home to the market. Hey, and by the way, she's got twins at home. She'll appreciate another night with the family, okay? Yes. Okay. Now, keep in mind, the other agent's not going to be happy, but they cannot interfere because you're walking out with that listing, your sign is in the yard. They have no right to even contact that seller now.
Do you bring your sign in your car?
You bet you do. Yes, you do.
Put an armed guard out.
You do. You put your sign in the yard, you get that listing agreement signed, and then you call them and you cancel the appointment. And it's real professional. It's just, hey, Susie, this is Frank at RE/MAX. Want you to know I met with the Wilsons tonight, and we went ahead and signed a listing agreement. And as a courtesy call, I'm letting you know you don't need to show up tomorrow night. Shine up. Don't need to show up tomorrow night. And if they push back and say, I made my appointment with the Wilsons, you're not canceling my appointment, say, I'm sorry. As a professional courtesy, I need to let you know that they are under contract with me right now. My sign is in the yard. And according to our ethical standards, it would be a violation for you to reach out to them now. So please don't put me in a position to have to report you for that, okay? Okay? That's powerful stuff. That's good. Hey, you want to be making those calls, not receiving those calls. And that's why you need to ask if they're interviewing other realtors and if they're talking with other realtors. And if they are, have they scheduled those appointments? Because if you think it's difficult, Atlanta, to make the call, I guarantee it's a bigger bummer to get the call. Okay? All right. So here it is just outlined, page 37. There's the whole deal. Here's the process, scoop to nuts, okay? From asking the pre-listing questions, and this is just as part of your getting on channel. Dee Dee, if you're like, okay, what is it? Okay, okay, here we go. Just look at the list. Just work through it. Okay, that's what we're doing tonight. And now here are your supplemental materials. Remember on our no, do, have, the have list was too extensive to put in there. So here it is. Here's everything. And you'll see it's just basic stuff. Yard sign, tape measure, camera, socks or stockings with no holes in case they ask you to take your shoes off after you offer. Listing package, and then client specific, all this data. You're going to be doing some research for you on a listing appointment. Okay, the pre-listing questionnaire, you've got it, your pricing tools, which we've talked about tonight, the 3 sheets, the tax printout from the appraisal district. You're going to have a listing agreement that's complete except for price and signatures. Seller's disclosure blank because they're going to fill it out. Any applicable addenda, lead paint, whatever, HOA, applicable notices, lockbox, super key. He doesn't have sign here. Have a sign in your car. I mean, that seals the deal. You know, even if it's and you may be, I'm kind of a big aluminum white post guy, and you might say it won't fit in my little Fusion. That's okay. Then take a temporary that you can stick in there in a little frame and then come back later and put in your big white post. But have something that informs the world that that home is on the market. Yeah. Yes, in some neighborhoods they won't let you put any kind of sign up. You know, there's. If they have standard yard signs, then typically you can put up a white post. Here's my cellars. See?
Nice.
See the white post?
I love it.
Isn't that cool? Of course. You know why? Because they want to be. Well, no, I'm not putting on my. They're putting it on their Facebook. Yeah, but no, for future marketing, you're always going to get pictures of your clients. Isn't that fun? Yeah, I took about 6 to get that dog looking just like that. Isn't that fun? Yeah. Okay, you should put your cell on yours. Okay, I didn't, just because I'm a manager, a leader in the office, and I want to drive calls to the office to make your property desk phone ring. Okay. But you should have your cell on there, either under your name or up here on a rider. Okay. You know, it's aluminum. Yeah. Oh, super simple. Super simple. Literally.
You have a husband, I don't.
No, you don't need a. You don't need a husband. You do need a sledgehammer.
A sledgehammer.
Yes. To make it easy. I mean, you could beat on it with a mallet all day long, or just take a sledgehammer and a couple taps, and you're good. Okay? No. No. You're not doing this number, okay? Okay, this is underneath this vertical piece right here. There's a little steel frame that goes in the ground. It's got a sharp point on the end, so you just stick it in. You take your little sledgehammer, whack, whack. You drive it in about a foot, and you do need a sledgehammer, okay? And then this thing just picks up and slides on it. Boom. Well, it's more of this, yes, depending on how hard the grass is. But it's pretty soft. Okay.
I did see my first sign. It may have been yesterday. I don't know, but I really liked it. And I thought, when you try to set yourself apart, people like the bigger. I mean, you know, my little $50 sign is not very impressive. And sometimes I think the bigger signs are.
When you saw it, it's ordered or?
No, I saw it at a house. I mean, I didn't even drive by it. It was like.
It was your sign?
No. It was someone else's sign. And it was
Y'all look at that one. Isn't that cool? Isn't that fun? Again, I just took a whole bunch of pictures. Bam, 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 bam. And I got one that's priceless.
I love it. It's so
That's
personal.
priceless. Yeah. So anyways, take pictures. In fact, what I told this family, this was my first sale I ever made, okay? And what I said is, I'm going to come back every year on the anniversary of your closing, and we're going to take another set of pictures in the same place. So I got an interior by the fireplace. I got this outdoor. I got them in front of their tree in the front yard. And I said, we're going to take the same pictures every year on your anniversary, and you're going to see their family grow. Little Carolina is going to get bigger, and there'll be more kids. No. I mean, I'm not going to sell that many. And these people have become my friends. I didn't know them, it was a referral, but they've become my friends. And so, yeah, now if you're doing 60 transactions a year, can't do that. If you're doing
If you're making that many
6 to
hire
8,
photographer to do it.
yeah. But that's the point, the reason I decided to do that, it's a service to them, but it keeps us in touch. It's a reason to come back and see them again and show them value. So, okay, so on the listing conversation, can you do that?
Some of it.
Okay. The concept and idea is you have a conversation, not a presentation. And the presentational aspects are when you get into your marketing plan. And that's where, if you have an iPad or a laptop, you want to demonstrate the virtual tours and the property flyers that you have created on other homes. If you don't have a listing and never had a listing, you know what you can do? Take pictures of your own home, okay, and present it. And you can say it that way. You know, I protect other people's privacy. I'm not going to show you their marketing materials, but let me show you what I put together on my own home. And just do the whole 9 yards there. Or somebody else's listing in the office, you know. Whatever, I don't care. Anybody can use my listing photos. I mean, I only have one, but nevertheless. I mean, you find something to demonstrate when you go in. Okay? All right, any questions? Ahas? A few? One, maybe? Okay, so let me just say this. Again, I think this class is one of the most critical. And I would encourage you to study this material, and whether you adopt this method or just parts of it, master what you adopt. Pick a strategy and go deep on it. And I like this one. And this material was taught in this office about 3 years ago for the first time. And some of our biggest listing agents attended and said it was the best stuff they had ever seen. And they adapted their conversational approach accordingly. So I don't think you can go wrong by adopting it. And if you'll do that, you'll have great confidence then to go generate seller leads. All right? Any questions? I'm sorry, I'm leaving. All right. Okay, thanks, guys. Thank you. I'll email all those documents to each of you.